The thunderous crack of a tennis racket splintering against the baseline echoes across Arthur Ashe Stadium, shards flying like shrapnel from a grenade. Aryna Sabalenka, the unbreakable Belarusian beast who's crushed Grand Slams like they were warm-ups, stands frozen, her face a mask of raw fury as umpires swarm the court. In that split second, the crowd gasps, has the queen of power tennis just torched her crown? Whispers ripple, is this the end? A lifetime ban from the sport that forged her into a legend? Hold on, because what happened next will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about the woman who dominates with a forehand that could split atoms. Stick around as we unravel the chaos that could rewrite tennis history. But first, if you're as hooked as I am on these jaw-dropping sports sagas, smash that like button right now and subscribe to Aussie Sports Central, your go-to for unfiltered Aussie and global sports drama that hits harder than a Sabalenka serve. Turn on notifications so you never miss the next bombshell. Alright, let's dive in. From the sun-baked courts of Minsk to the glittering spotlight of Melbourne's Rod Laver Arena, Aryna Sabalenka's rise was nothing short of a fairy tale scripted in sweat and screams. Born in 1998, she burst onto the scene like a comet, her booming serves clocking over 120 miles per hour, turning opponents into mere footnotes. By 2023, she'd claimed the Australian Open, hoisting the Daphne-accursed Memorial Cup with a roar that shook the Yarra River. Aussies adored her, fierce, unapologetic, a warrior who embodied the never-say-die spirit we down under hold sacred. She partied with locals post-victory, downing Tim Tams and trading stories of grit under the southern stars. But beneath that invincible facade lurked a storm. Sabalenka's on-court meltdowns were legendary, rackets smashed, balls launched into the stands like missiles, fines piling up like unpaid parking tickets. Yet, the WTA turned a blind eye. After all, who finds a cash cow? Her 2024 US Open triumph solidified her as world number one, but cracks were forming. Whispers in locker rooms spoke of escalating tempers, of a player teetering on the edge. Then came 2025, and the Australian Open final against a resurgent Iga Swiatek. Sabalenka led 2-0, the crowd chanting her name like a battle cry. But in a twist that stunned the tennis world, she unraveled, double faults raining down, her focus shattered by a phantom heckle from the upper decks. Swiatek clawed back, stealing the match 4-6, 6-3, 7-5. Sabalenka's response? She hurled her racket skyward, nearly clipping a linesperson, and stormed off without a handshake. Fines loomed, but no one saw the ban coming. Or did they? As investigations kicked off, buried footage surfaced from her junior days, incidents of unchecked rage that coaches had swept under the rug. Was this the tipping point, or just the spark to a powder keg? Hang tight, because the Real explosion is just beginning. Deep into the heart of summer 2025, as the Mercury soared in New York for the US Open, Sabalenka arrived as the favorite, her white-hot form turning rivals to ash. She'd patched things up post-Aussie meltdown, charming the press with tales of therapy sessions and mindfulness apps, classic redemption arc, right? The quarterfinals were a slaughter, semis, a symphony of aces. Then, the final against Coco Gauff, the teenage phenom with legs like pistons and a smile that disarmed crowds. It was billed as power versus precision, brute force meets ballet on baseline. The first set was a war, Sabalenka edging it 7-5 after a 15-minute tiebreak that had spectators on their feet, hearts pounding. Gauff fought back in the second, her backhand slicing through the humid air like a knife, leveling at 1-all. Tension coiled tighter than a strung racket. At 4-4 in the third, disaster struck. A controversial line call, Sabalenka's smash deemed out by a millimeter, ignited the fuse. She exploded, screaming obscenities in Belarusian that echoed off the stadium lights, then lobbed her racket not at the net, but straight at the umpire's chair. It grazed the official's arm, drawing blood. Chaos erupted, players frozen, fans booing, security rushing the court. Gauff, wide-eyed, forfeited the point in protest, but the damage was done. Sabalenka collapsed to her knees, sobbing as medics tended the umpire. In a moment of gut-wrenching surprise, she turned to the camera, microphone in hand, and uttered words that would seal her fate. "This game broke me, maybe I broke it too." The match? Forfeited to Gauff, but the real verdict loomed from the WTA boardroom. Emergency hearings buzzed with leaked emails, Sabalenka's history of violations, from verbal abuse to property damage, painting a portrait of a ticking time bomb. Insiders whispered of a 2-year suspension, but then, plot twist, a whistleblower emerged, claiming Sabalenka's camp had tampered with evidence. Was it sabotage from jealous rivals, or her own desperate bid for leniency? The tennis elite held its breath. Little did we know, the hammer was about to drop harder than ever. Welcome back to Aussie Sports Central, where we chase the stories that pulse with passion and peril, just like this Sabalenka saga that's gripping the globe. If you're loving the twists, drop a comment. Should she bounce back, or is this the end of an era? Now, onto the fallout that shook the foundations of women's tennis. September 2025 dawned with a bombshell press conference in London, the WTA's iron-fisted council unveiling the verdict live on global streams. Sabalenka, flanked by stone-faced lawyers, entered to a media frenzy, flashes popping like gunfire, questions hurled like serves. The announcement? An unprecedented 5-year ban from all sanctioned events, effective immediately, with a lifetime ineligibility for Hall of Fame induction. Gasps rippled through the room. Sabalenka's eyes, usually steel, welled with tears she refused to let fall. "I fought for every point, every title," she rasped, voice cracking like dry clay. "But the fight in me, it consumed everything." The reasoning? A litany of infractions, the U.S. Open assault classified as assault, prior rages deemed patterns of endangerment. Sponsors fled like rats from a sinking ship, Nike, Wilson, gone overnight. Belarusian flags, already absent from her kits due to geopolitical shadows, now symbolized a deeper exile. Yet, in a cliffhanger that flipped the script, Sabalenka revealed a counterpunch, a lawsuit against the WTA for emotional distress, backed by psych reports claiming her outbursts stemmed from untreated trauma, childhood pressures in a war-torn homeland, the 2022 Wimbledon ban that scarred her soul. Fans divided overnight, some branded her a villain, others a victim of a system that glorifies grind but punishes the grinders. Aussie tennis legends weighed in. Leighton Hewitt called it a travesty, while Yvonne Goolagong-Cawley urged compassion. As appeals dragged into October, rumors swirled of a secret deal, community service on remote courts, coaching underprivileged kids in the outback. But then, the ultimate surprise, a leaked video from her Miami training pad, showing Sabalenka shadow-swinging in the dead of night, whispering to herself, "This isn't over." Is redemption brewing down under, where she first tasted glory? Or will the ban bury her dreams forever? The ball's in the air, and no one's calling the score yet. There you have it, the electrifying, heartbreaking tale of Aryna Sabalenka's ban that's ripping through the tennis world like a rogue serve. From glory to exile in the blink of an eye, it's a reminder that even titans fall when the pressure cracks the armor. What do you reckon, fair play or foul call? Sound off in the comments below. Thanks for riding this roller coaster with us at Aussie Sports Central. Like, subscribe, and share to keep the sports fire burning. Next up, more Aussie icons under the spotlight. Catch you on the baseline.